you work with Ringo Starr. You've recorded with Ringo.
He was a big inspiration for me to go vegan.
What's it like to hang out with a Beatle? Aren't they the most influential rock band ever? I mean, there's no question.
No question. And it doesn't, look, they could be the most influential rock band of all time and be assholes. You know, I don't know. I never had the pleasure of meeting George or John, obviously, but and I met Paul once very briefly. He would never remember, but Ringo and I we're friends. Like we hang out and I adore him. Like he's a really, really cool, interesting, funny, smart dude.
Yeah, I love that.
His wife is great too. Barbara's really, really great too. And they, I don't know that Barbara's full-on vegan, but she's a huge animal rights person and animal lover. And Ringo's thing, I think, was really more about health and maintaining his youthful. I mean, the guy's 77, I think now. Wow. He looks amazing.
Yeah. You yourself has sustained a 30-plus year career in music, including a lot of touring these days. Has veganism, has a plant-based diet, how has that helped you in this sort of higher level of physical activity?
I got to be honest with you, I don't think it is a factor at all. I don't feel any different.
Okay, we'll edit that out.
Yeah.
But you feel better about what you're eating.
Of course. It's consciously, of course. It's like, that's an easy one. Daisy and I are together on this one. Like, people will come to us sometimes and they'll say, almost apologetically, that they're not quite vegan, or and we'll always go, no, wrong. Like, whatever you're doing is great.
Yeah.
Like, the smallest change, the smallest reduction in consumption of animal products, no matter how gradual it is, or if you ever get there, the fact that people might say, you know, I'm going to eat 50% less animal products. Even that, I applaud. I think it's great. And it's just, we do what works for us and what makes us feel right. You know?
Honestly, that's a whole new, I wouldn't say new, but there's been more light shed on the fact that everyone can go vegan at their own pace, and that something like a Meatless Monday actually does help, where I was a much more sort of hard-ass vegan to begin with, to say, oh, you got to go overnight like I did, or you got to give this up, or why can't you give that up? But as you say, any amount of effort, any amount of thought put into what you're eating is making a difference, and then ultimately you'll end up saying, you know what, I just realized I haven't eaten meat this whole week. Right. Because it's super easy to avoid.
As long as the intention is good, the only thing that ever pisses me off, or Daisy, and especially when it happens in front of us together, we just look at each other, are the people, and I've seen you react to it this way too, are the people that say things like, but animals will take over the world if we don't eat them, or, but you can't get where do you get your protein? Like,
plants have feelings.
Thing called Google. Look that shit up. Like, stop talking, because you're not making any sense, and it really is annoying when people try to defend the fact that they just don't want to stop their habit.
We'll be back right after this commercial break. This episode of The Skeptical Vegan brought to you by Brewing Good Coffee Company. Drink coffee, save animals. Welcome back to The Skeptical Vegan, where we're talking to Richard Marx. What's it like being on the road as a vegan? What are the challenges that you face when you're in the middle of America and you're in Oklahoma or Montana?
That's a great question. And that is really a challenge. That has been a challenge. And I think, you know, one of the things that surprises me the most is I'll go to, because I play all major cities, but I'll play like really remote, smaller towns, you know? And for instance, 2 nights ago I played in Spokane, and despite the thick smoke from the fires, the promoter came back with not 1, not 2, but 3 menus from nearby vegan restaurants.
Wow.
It was delicious. It was really, really good.
A whole meal.
Cut to 6 months ago, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and Daisy and I are walking around from restaurant to restaurant, and there's not even one vegan option at any restaurant in San Antonio.
Yeah.
You know, so unless you're literally going to eat, you know, lettuce with lemon, you're kind of shit out of luck.
Well, this has been fantastic, Richard. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out.
My pleasure.
Follow Richard all over social media. It's fun to watch Richard and Daisy navigate their vegan lifestyle. It's fun to watch all of the places you're playing. I have to tell you, I have such a huge amount of respect for you because your audience loves you, Richard Marx. I mean, that's the big thing I see. Besides the veganism that, of course, resonates with me, whenever you play a town, I see everybody saying, oh my God, I finally got to see Richard Marx, or my life has changed, I cried, and all these things, and you're just the sweetest person to respond to say, I'm glad it meant something to you, it was a great show, I loved that night. And that's just, you're so generous in that way.
Well, that's not, look, I appreciate you saying that, but, look, I'm just one lucky mother. I am one lucky dude on so many levels. I've got incredible kids. I've got good friends. I've got the most unbelievable wife.
Yeah.
And on top of all that, I do something for a living that I would do for fun anyway.
Yeah.
And so the audiences now, more than ever, I cherish them, and we're having fun. We're really, really having fun out there together. So
that's
I appreciate
fantastic. I long for the day that you're close enough, or I can get to somewhere where I get to see you live. It will be a singular pleasure, of course. I've been a fan for years. I love what you're doing now. I love Daisy Fuentes. I love your vegan lifestyle. I love that you took the time to tune in today. And thanks again, Richard. Richard Marx, everyone, go out there, buy all of his records. Is that what they're called?
You can even illegally download them at this point. Who cares?
Just listen to it. It's great stuff. Whatever you do.
Thanks, Eric. I wish you the best, man, and congrats, and keep doing what you're doing.
You work with Ringo Starr. You've recorded with Ringo.
He was a big inspiration for me to go vegan.
What's it like to hang out with a Beatle? Aren't they the most influential rock band ever? I mean, there's no question.
No question. And it doesn't, look, they could be the most influential rock band of all time and be assholes.
True.
I don't know. I never had the pleasure of meeting George or John, obviously, but, and I met...